feelings. Yikes, we actually need to talk about our feelings. Generally, growing up in an Asian family, you don't particularly talk about how you feel. I grew up in a Chinese Indonesian family and was lucky enough to have parents who gave us big hugs, told us how much they loved us, and how proud they were of my sister and I. We actually did talk about our feelings, but that is pretty abnormal or uncommon in most Asian families that I know. You don't talk about feeling sad or happy or what brings you joy. Oftentimes you just knew you were loved and supported by the home, the clothing, and schooling you received. Looking back at family pictures of our ancestors, I can see that no one smiled in the pictures. There's a sense of stiffness and lack of emotion. Maybe this is something you can relate to in your childhood. If it is, then you may be finding it difficult to identify and understand your own emotions in adulthood. This makes it harder to know your own inner authentic voice. Hi, I'm Regina C. Minier, ex-corporate pharma leader turned entrepreneur. In 2009, I decided to take a big leap into the unknown and embarked on a journey to following my intuition, or what I now call my inner authentic voice. Through all the lessons learned, I have taken my personal and professional journey and created a simple roadmap to find your true north through the power of your own inner authentic voice. By using these tools and practices, you'll discover fulfillment, joy, and reassurance in making your own life's important decisions. It is no coincidence we have found each other. Hello, friends of O Universe. Welcome back to this week's vlog. Before we jump into today's topic about feelings, know that I am developing a digital course to help you find your true north. In the meantime, to get a jump start, download my free guide, a 3-step framework to tapping into your inner authentic voice. You can grab it at o-universe.com. If you are seeking your true north aligned to what you were born to be, aligned to your inner authentic self, then it will really be necessary to know how to feel your inner authentic voice. Many of the women I know, and you've heard this, have their lives and careers planned out, often making decisions very logically based on data and society's or cultural expectations. There is really no sense of identifying your feelings in the decision-making process. The challenge then becomes, if I didn't grow up talking about or identifying our feelings and the thoughts that drive those emotions, then how can I do so now in order to tap into my inner authentic self? It's a great question. You may wonder, how does emotions or feelings even relate to finding your inner authentic self and hearing its voice, the IAV? The answer is twofold. First, the inner authentic voice speaks to you through a good or bad feeling, driving you to go one direction over another. Second, to hear your inner authentic voice requires you to be at a high energy state, which is a feeling of joy and happiness and freedom. So you can see that if you are feeling fear, despair, guilt, jealousy, or anger, you are in a lower energy state, meaning your vibrational energy is low. In order to hear your inner authentic self and guides from the universe, you need to meet them where they're at, and that is at a higher energy frequency. So in order to tune in to hear their message to you, it is important to know if you are on the right frequency, just like dialing into your favorite radio station. Here are 4 tips for you to dial in to hear your inner authentic voice. Number 1, thoughts precede emotions, meaning what you think dictates how you feel. If you think of a past experience or memory or imagine something to be true that is either upsetting or scary, you will feel those feelings of discomfort, fear, or anger. Number 2, if you know your thought dictates how you feel, then you can change your thought to feel better, to move from bad feelings with lower energy to more positive feelings with higher energy. I like to refer to Abraham Hicks' emotional scale. There is actually a scale of 22 types of feelings or emotions that one can feel, and they are ranked from highest energy, meaning highest vibrational frequencies such as joy, freedom, love, passion, enthusiasm, happiness, hopefulness, to lowest energy or lowest vibrational frequencies such as fear, grief, desperation, despair, guilt, jealousy, hatred, anger, blame, and worry. Number 3, to hear your IAV again, you want to tap into its higher frequencies. So if you are vibing low, you can work to move to a better feeling by thinking of a good thought that will bring on joy and happiness into how you feel. Whether if by doing something that brings you joy, changing your thought, or distracting yourself with something else to do to get you out of the funk you might be feeling. Number 4, the point is not to disregard low energy feelings. It is important to acknowledge and address them first, then move on to the next thought that can change how you feel to a higher energy place, thereby making it much easier to hear your inner authentic voice. Let me give you an example. A woman in my O Universe community shared with me that she was feeling really down about herself. She had been divorced for several years and had made sacrifices in her professional life, taking on a job rather than a career so that she could spend time raising her kids as a single mom. She found herself not feeling good about herself since the divorce and now finding lost about finding her true north. She was clearly upset about feeling lost. She felt disappointment in herself, unworthiness, and despair. The dilemma in this situation is that when you feel these low energy feelings, it is difficult to hear your own inner authentic voice to provide you guidance to your true north, which was this person's desire. In this scenario, if you were in her shoes, the first step is to feel the feelings of despair and unworthiness. Acknowledge it and think about why you feel that way. Feelings are neither good or bad. There is no judgment. They are just feelings. Think about something that can move you up the ladder of the emotional scale. Perhaps think of something that you are hopeful for or optimistic about. Start thinking about what actually lights you up. You can reflect on your past experiences that have brought joy and fun. Shifting the feelings to more positive, high energy feelings is key so that you can find your true north. If this sounds all foreign to you, another way you can exercise your feelings muscle is by watching movies. Watch a sad drama to feel sadness. Watch an action movie to feel excitement. Watch a horror movie to feel fear. And watch a love story to feel love. You get the idea. Recognizing your emotions and identifying what feeling you're feeling by actually naming it helps to identify where you are at on the Abraham Hicks scale of emotions. Then you can identify the next thought that brings you up the ladder to more positive, high energy emotions to hear your inner authentic voice to your true north. So what is your next step? Are you going to watch some Netflix to exercise your feelings muscle? Or are you going to figure out what lights you up to move up the emotions scale to positive energy? Once you are here, then start listening for your inner authentic voice and make decisions aligned to your authentic self. Then you, friend of O Universe, are on your way to authentic empowerment, to your true north. So happy feeling! To learn more about finding your true north through the power of your own inner authentic voice, go to my website, o-universe.com, and see the free guide at the bottom of the page. If you would like to step into the flow of what's available to you, feel free to drop a note below, or better yet, join our Facebook community to engage with kindred spirits. Until next time, love and light to you all.